and attack for beginners to explore. And I'm the course instructor, Calvin, and I'm currently working in Microsoft as a firmware and kernel security researcher, and predominantly for improving the firmware security, kernel security, as well as the hardware security. And I was also working in Tencent as a anti-game cheat researcher and engineer. And I was predominantly responsible for designing anti-game cheat driver as well as the engineering part and exploring some low-level methodology to defend the game hackers. And I also released a bunch of open source project, and one of them is a K hypervisor, which is a famous hypervisor for listing the other hypervisor on Windows. And I'm also a reviewer of bunch of conference as well as the presenter in BXCon and beside and etc. And I'm going to talk about the audience of this course. And I think the first group of audience must be who interested in Windows internals or kernel or low-level security as well as the virtualization security. Because this course is going to cover the whole bunch of security internal stuff, how the process work, how the memory management work, as well as the thread processors and virtualization. And the other group of them is I would say who interested in designing and building solution like antivirus and anti-cheat, etc. And the final, I think, who interested in growing your knowledge base for career development. And I'm going to talk about the prerequisites. And there is not much prerequisites for them, for the audience, and you only have to know how to write the C language. And if you know the SME language is a plus, and you have to experience in using simple usable Windows API. Then that's all. And here is a cross overview. After this cross, you are going to understand about what is the kernel, what is the drivers, and what makes the driver seems like a fancy and invincible in security confrontation, and what is the security implication in driver development. And you will understanding more about Windows internals, like I said, and how to make your own driver and hypervisor for security purpose. And eventually, hopefully you all can make your own kernel-based weapon, no matter it is a defense or attack purpose. So that's all of my introduction. If you have any problem during the course, just feel free to email or message me. See you in the next lesson. Thanks.